Hey everyone, we're here today to talk a little bit about Pete. If those of you don't know, he's our pet pig, and let me introduce you. So Pete's about 5 years old. He's about as tall as a caterpillar, and he weighs about 145 pounds.
The average weight is 100 to 150 for a full-grown mini pig. There are smaller breeds, but they're just neglected and not fed as much.
At least that's our belief. I mean, you hold food back from them unrealistically, in my opinion, and that's going to happen. I'd rather have a little porky pig than having one that's unhappy and unhealthy. What would you say about him? He doesn't have fur, he has hair. So I usually say he's like laying beside a porcupine. It's at this time that I'd like to point out that with a pig, twice a year he does what's called blowing their hair, and it's where all his hair falls out. I guess to make room for the new hair. It can be quite messy, nonetheless.
He's very affectionate.
Extremely
They're
affectionate.
very affectionate animals.
Yeah. Usually anywhere we are, he is. Dishes were there, so is he. If we're watching TV, he's there. In fact, he'll even sneak up on the couch with us. So I'll show you some pictures of that here in a little bit.
He even covers himself when he gets on the couch. He pulls the blanket over him.
Yeah, well, he's spoiled that way. He actually will grunt and grind his teeth when he's in bed until he has his blanket put on him, so he won't sleep.
He's grunting at the door right now. I think he needs let out.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So a lot of the stuff people ask is, do they go outside? Yes. Just like a dog, they'll come and let you know when it's time for them to go outside. He'll come back to the door when he's ready to come back in. He'll let us know when he's hungry, when he's thirsty, and of course when it's bedtime. Pretty much any time after 9 o'clock, he'll be very vocal that it's time for him to go to bed.
Yeah, he whines at the top of the stairs.
Yep, he'll grunt and grind his teeth and hem and haw, and then sometimes you'll get into a high-pitched sound, like a squealing almost, that to let us know. And I've got some different videos on that. His little performance he puts on every time he's got to go downstairs. Hollywood actor. Yeah, we'll go ahead and show some pictures. So, what are your thoughts of owning a pig? We've had them for 5 years now. What would you say about them?
I love the little bugger. Just very affectionate, very lovable. He's a good companion.
Does he play with toys a lot? Does he got toys?
No, not really.
No, we've tried different toys, but he doesn't really. He's not really interested. He just wants to. He just wants to. What do you call it when they're root? He likes to root. He'll root with the carpet. He'll root in the grass. I mean, his happiest times actually is when he's just wandering around the yard, rooting through the grass and chewing grass and carrying on. It's hard to believe it's been 5 years with him already. Here's a picture of him when we first got him home and how tiny he was, and he didn't have the triple chin he's got today. Have a look. Through the years, the little guy hasn't missed a birthday yet that hasn't been celebrated with his blue hat and his watermelon and whipped cream and
No, Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip and sunflower seeds on top and some berries.
And he quite enjoys that, doesn't he?
Yes, they can't have, they have to have Cool Whip. They can't have dairy.
That's right. Have a look at how this looks.
Aubrey, your birthday's October. She knows.
No.
She just wants her birthday.
Okay.
Okay.
Look, the pig eating. Oh, look it.
He eats like my dad. Look at that. Big old tongue.
He eats like Papa.
He does.
Look at him.
Too far?
What?
Look at that.
I'd like to say to ignore those comments from my kids and my grandkids. I don't believe I eat like that at all.
No comment.
I don't eat like that at all. We're going to talk a little bit about diet and his eating habits and maybe what it's like to watch him eat and wonder where the phrase eating like a pig comes from. Okay. Also, right now, we're going to talk a little bit about the holidays. Pete enjoys the holidays. He celebrates the holidays with us. And we can show you a few pictures to back that up.
Hi, Pete. Are you ready for Christmas?
Pete is also a detective. He was able to find Alana's glasses and return them to her.
Yes.
Take a look.
I actually left them at home and I went to work without them.
And have a look. He found them. Also note, Pete's a superhero on top of everything else. Also have a look, as Pete is a realtor's assistant, as well as a companion for me when I'm driving. I want to tell you the story of a time we took Pete out to my sister's cottage, my brother-in-law's cottage, and out at Green Lake. And we decided we were going to take Pete out on the paddle boat. And funny story, Alana.
Well, we ended up getting him in there, no problem. We're out quite a ways in the water, and this gentleman's looking, and he's got his hand up over his eyes, and he's like, "Your dog's gonna fall out of your paddle boat." And we yelled over, "No, it's not a dog, it's a pig." He ended up calling his wife over, and they were looking over and laughing.
Yeah, it was funny. He was staring. He was kind of, looking out, and he's calling his wife over and saying, "Hey, look, it's a pig that's out there. That's not a dog." So the cottagers call him Paddle Boat Pete. That's how he's got his name. Check out the pic. One of the other things about Pete, he loves his outside home. And, should I mention, he's a player.
Is it good? Is it good? Is it good? Hey, Pete. Hey. You're crazy, Pete. You're crazy. You're crazy. Silly piggy. Silly piggy.
So, we're to take a minute and talk about probably one of the only real downsides to Pete, in my opinion. It doesn't bother Atlanta too much, but for me, it's his teeth grinding. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me. But, it's not always a bad thing for him. It's just when he's content, when he's, sometimes they say, what I've researched is when they're not feeling well. But we've actually, in the 5 years, he's never been sick. He's never had an issue, with the exception of, it's not even a sickness. He has to have his hooves and his tusks done twice a year. Twice a year, we take him in, and they put him in this thing, and they flip him upside down, and they do his hooves and
Anesthetic free.
yeah, that's right. So he doesn't get knocked out. It doesn't do anything to him. I would imagine just the ride going upside down and having a pedicure done is about the height of
A
it for him.
pedicure.
Pedicure. A pedicure. That's it, a pedicure. But this is kind of what it sounds like when his teeth are grinding. All right, and in closing, we'll finish up with you know, a couple small things. What Pete eats?
Oh, he eats mini pig pellets. They kind of look like bran buds. He can have fruit, vegetables. He can't have tomatoes, potatoes, and onions.
Yeah. But so more or less, he gets everything that we don't eat. You know, if we're slicing up apples, he gets what's left of it and the core. He loves apples, loves carrots.
Yeah, he can't have meat.
Yeah,
No.
he doesn't get any meat whatsoever. And but yeah, he lettuce ends, carrot ends, all that stuff, strawberry ends, anything that we don't quite want, he gets, and he loves it.
And sometimes in their diet, they say pigs eat anything. No, they can be fussy with some things too,
Yeah, yeah.
like asparagus.
Asparagus, he wasn't a fan. I think his favorite food is what?
Watermelon.
Sour cream and onion chips.
Oh yeah, he'll chase Jeremy.
He
around the
chases me
bonfire.
around the bonfire out in the yard. If I got them, he just loves sour cream and onion chips. I sometimes feed him those spicy
Shouldn't
chips.
have potato chips because of potato. But
He's-
Jeremy gives
he's-
them to him.
He's a young buck. I give him the spicy chips sometimes too because I like to marinate him from the inside out. Okay, and also pigs, you probably heard, are smart. He's incredibly smart. He we actually have a video, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it in time before I put this video out. But there's actually a video we have of him going into my work bag where I had an apple. He unzipped it and was trying to find the apple when we caught him, and we zipped it back down and stood back, and he
Unzipped it again.
unzipped it again.
I know you're sleeping.
And probably my other favorite story of all of him is I was in my office working, and he was in the kitchen, and I heard the cabinet door open where we have the garbage under the sink. And I listened for a minute, and sure enough, I heard the door open. So I got up. He heard me coming down the hall, and he closed the door and stepped back and just stood there as if nothing happened. And he knows, and I know, he was being sneaky. But yeah, so incredibly smart. And but it kind of sometimes gets shrouded by his stubbornness.
Very stubborn.
Yeah. So if he's got his mind set on something, it's sometimes tough to try and, you know, get him. I mean, if he's out grazing in the yard and we're calling him and he's just having a great time out there, you know, we have to go out and convince him it's time to come in, you know.
Put his leash on his harness,
Yeah.
and he squeals all the way in. The
Yeah.
neighbors laugh. They're used to it now.
Yeah. Yeah. He's pretty opinionated, this guy. So, but overall, he is a good pet. The only caution I've said before for anybody that's thinking about getting a pig is they're stubborn. They're not one, or at least this guy isn't one that I can leave out while we're not home. He has a cage. He has to go in the house. Well, I mean, unless it's summertime. I mean, he stays out on his chain at the doghouse, which he just loves. But
But he comes in at night.
yeah, but he gets his mind set that he wants to get into something, he's going to do it. So we can't leave him out. So you have to be, you know, prepared that, you know, you'll probably have to cage him to, you know, if you want to go out and, you know, all they think about is their stomach. So they're going to get into something, whether it be your flowers, plants, baseboards, something like that. So,
Walls.
but really, you know, they're very much like a dog. We love the little guy, and the teeth grinding.
Very affectionate though.
Extremely affectionate. Yeah, I've never seen an animal that, you know, he gets excited. You know, if we sit down on the floor with him and that, he gets all excited, and you know, we'll come
Makes
up to
funny
him.
noises when I come home from work.
Well, we just had dinner, and he spent the entire time right at my feet. You know, he just always stay with you.
We
But
have to fight over the mat in the kitchen while I
Yeah.
do the dishes.
where you do the dishes, yeah, he likes to stand there. That's the PD hoof mat. So, anyways, I think that's everything, isn't it? I don't think there's anything else. I mean, if you have questions about Pete or a pet pig, like I said, feel free to message us, and we're happy to answer any questions you might have. If you can put up with the teeth grinding, they really are a great pet. So, talk to you after.
Yep.
All right, bye.
Bye.